Your socks! Hey!
The Lost Art with Andrew Cox podcast, now streaming on all major podcast platforms. A Till Valhalla Project ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art with Andrew Cox. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Podcast, that podcast giving a voice to our veterans. I'm your host, Andrew Cox, and today we're having a fireside chat. But before we get into the episode, are you enjoying the podcast? And be sure to go to the website. That's thelostart.podbean.com. Go check it out. See what we're all about. There is a merchandise tab. You can click on that merchandise tab. Go get you some cool gear, a hat, a shirt, a cup, something like that. Help support us in getting our veteran voices out for all to hear. Also, big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project and allowing me to be an ambassador for that amazing organization. If you don't know anything about them, I encourage you, go to their website. That's tillvalhallaproject.com. Go check them out. And if there's any way you can help them, please do so.
Ton Tavern, birthplace of the Corps. We as Marines hold this history close to our hearts. Wouldn't it be spectacular if the establishment was born again? The Ton Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit 501c3, is taking the task and is looking to the Marines to once again save the day. Help the Lost Art podcast in raising funds to help get the Ton built once again only 100 yards from the original establishment in Philadelphia. We are looking for Marines to donate $25 representing the upcoming 250th birthday of the Corps. Spread the message and help establish the Ton, a place for Marine brethren to gather and remember our historic beginning. Go to the Lost Art GoFundMe page and donate today. The Ton Legacy Foundation, reestablishing our birthplace.
All right, with that, I have Andrew Zheng, Marine veteran, on with us. So how you doing, Andrew?
Good, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
It's same. Nothing too crazy here. I'm not working near as hard as you are. You got your bar and you're gigging and you do all kinds of stuff, man. You're all over the place.
Gotta hustle while you're still young, you know?
That's right. So, kind of start for us at the beginning for you. Like, where did you grow up? What drew you into military service? And then let's kind of walk through that a little bit.
Well, I guess my life story begins born in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
Um, uh, Basically grew up playing saxophone all my life. So I started at like 5, 6 years old, had a private tutor. And then did that basically all the way through high school. And then I was a bit of a trouble child, I'd say, in high school towards the later years. Didn't really listen to my parents, always out to no good. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. Thought about going to college, maybe doing engineering or something like that. I wasn't sure. And then always did what my parents didn't want me to do. They're-
Yeah.
they weren't very keen on anyone joining the military. I was the first in my family to do so.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't know where I came across some Marine Corps recruiting station. I think there was like one next to the Walmart we used to go to or something like that
Mm-hmm.
over there. And then I just saw it and, teenagers playing Call of Duty and doing all that stuff. So I was like,
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. And then I just walked in there one day and signed up without telling my parents. And the minute the recruiter, I think, found out I played music, I think they get like some kind of like
Oh, yeah. They get a
recruiter
bonus or
bonus.
something for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So what's funny is he got like recruiter of the year or something when I came on with him. But
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, so I guess I got into them in a band for the Marine Corps or a job, MOS.
Yeah.
And that's really about it. So that's how I kind of went about getting into the Marine Corps. So it's just like,
Okay.
uh, yeah.
So being the first in your family to go into the military, what was your expectations, I guess, whenever you were shipping off to boot camp and how did you take all of it?
Um, I think at the time I thought it was going to be pretty hardcore, but as like a teenager, going with all your hormones and growing, you think you're a superstar, Superman, you can do everything.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and you kind of put on a front. I'm if I do remember. I'm sure I was nervous, especially we get dropped off. Families drop us off at some random hotel downtown.
Yeah.
And then that's where they ship us up to boot camp. And then of course you have the pulley thing. So you get used to it with your recruiter. Like every week you go do those workouts
Yeah.
with your recruiter to kind of tell you what's going on. But I think once you actually leave your nest per se and kind of are off on your own and have all these people telling you what to do, it was pretty you know, it could be scary. But I don't think I left right after high school. It took like almost a year for
Okay.
me. No, no, it was like no half a year because I left in November, that time
Okay.
frame. So I had some time. I was like working part time or something like that. So I was just waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And was your boot camp experience a good experience?
yeah. I don't know how you would define good in the boot camp. I mean, I didn't die. I
Well,
didn't.
there you go.
I didn't die. Got through it. Didn't get break a leg. Didn't get like I'm sure everyone got some PTSD from their boot camp. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I didn't think I was bullied or anything or singled out like you might see in like some war movies, which might exaggerate
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But um, I think it was a good experience. I mean, it's difficult. Um,
Hmm.
I've never been like the fittest person, so it's always
Yeah.
hard in that aspect. And then
Right.
I also don't work well as being sleep deprived, but I got through. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I got through good memories. I mean, it always sucks while doing it, but when you look back on it, it's just kind of funny and
Oh yeah.
good stories. So
Yeah. Makes for some really good stories sometimes. So it's
yeah, it
always good.
does.
So
Yeah.
and you joined for music. So you went from boot camp, MCT, and then over to the School of Music, or did you go directly to a band?
Yeah, I think that was the route. I got a week off, so right after boot camp, I
Okay.
got like a week off, I believe. Then went to MCT, and think that was in Pendleton or San Diego over there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that was finished, I had like a few months, like maybe 2, 3 months of just waiting for the school music to start because I guess they do it whenever often.
Hmm.
And then so I was waiting there after MCT doing like guard duty. I think that's what it was called, guard duty
Okay.
for a couple months. And then after that, um, flew over to uh, Little Creek for the school
Yeah.
music. And yeah, and after that, well, I guess I was only there for like 3, 4 months, and then yeah, landed in Lejeune.
Okay. So you excelled out of the school then?
Yes, that was, if I remember correctly, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
was
How
like
was this?
some months, right? It's 6 months, six,
Yeah,
seven
it's
months. I
six
was
months.
only there
Well,
for,
yeah, in between 6 and 7. Yeah.
yeah, I was there like three-ish. So,
So how was the School of Music for you? Did you enjoy it?
oh, I guess so. Um, it's just like you got paid to practice music all the time, so that's kind of just what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember too much about the school music because usually you're in a class like with
Hmm.
other stuff. I mean, I did have like a roommate, um, and so we got along. That was fine. We didn't hang out too much because he was always with his classmates because the excelled students went off did their own thing kind of, so they were
Oh
like
yeah,
on their
yeah.
own program. So I didn't hang out with them too much, but because I was on like a different course schedule thing. It was good. I
Right.
just practiced a lot, so that's really about
Very
it.
nice. All
Not
right.
too much. Yeah.
So you get down, you went to Lejeune. So isn't that right? Did I get that right? Yeah, Lejeune.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. You just had to make sure I was thinking things right. So you went down to Lejeune and kind of talk me through that experience, like what getting down there. What was that like? What was your day to day, and what did you like? What did you not like?
Let's see. I like the new barracks once they came. So we had these like old stinky barracks, like old schools, yeah, looking like a prison. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's kind of like your first time being fully on your own as adult because like
Hmm.
out of high school, I was still with my parents, and then after that, MCT boot camp, school music, you're still kind of supervised a lot more. And
Yeah.
so then once you're actually on the fleet, it's just you're kind of on your own. You actually have your own money, a little spending money. and kind of
Right.
explore a bit more. It was good. I mean, I came with Evan, my roommate, the other sax player,
Hmm.
and bunch of new people came around the same time. So we kind of clicked, and hung out, got in trouble together, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
um, what did I like? I don't know. It, like I don't have like another station to compare it to, so I think it was
yeah.
good. I was always preoccupied because I went to school at night. I remember
Hmm.
doing that. And then, when you first get there, there's just a lot to learn. So you just spend a lot of
Right.
time like memorizing the music, learning the routines of things. So of
Hmm.
course, as a first newcomer, you do a lot of cleaning
Yeah.
in the place. The building was cool because I think you guys it was they recently moved from like trailers or something like the year before
Yeah.
into their first
I
official
know
building.
they re did the building, but I don't know
Yeah.
when that was. I wasn't there for that, so
Yeah, I think yeah, if I remember you came like a year or so after I did, or
yeah, it
not
sounds about
too
right.
long. And then yeah, two years they always kept complaining about, oh, this is awesome having our new place, which it looked new, it was nice, so
Yeah, yeah.
couldn't complain. Um, I don't know. I truthfully kind of felt like being in college, kind of, in like a way, like
Yeah,
you just kind of hang out with people in the job that you sort of do.
yeah.
So which is nice. And I really enjoyed like the traveling part. Like we got to do all
Oh
these
yeah.
community parades and do stuff with people and things like that.
What was some of your
Um,
most memorable things when it came to playing, performing, and traveling?
Definitely Europe. So when we went to
Yeah.
France and England, those are probably the most memorable. I think that Centennial Queen and when we
Hmm.
got to play for the Queen of England
Yeah.
over there was the coolest. The best memory over there is, I think, in France when we were like driving to some like a World War II Bellewood or something memorial.
Hmm.
And we stopped by in some small village, and then
Yeah.
we whipped out the brass band while we were waiting.
That's right.
Yeah, that was fun. And then we got to play for the whole community over there, and people came out and mingling, and it felt kind of
Hmm.
like a bit of a movie scene. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was pretty neat. There was a little bar there,
yeah, yeah.
and then yeah, it was, and we ate it. We ate
Some random
some.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what it was. A community center, maybe. I don't know. Uh, but man, they had some good food. I, I can't
yeah.
complain.
Let's give them hey, free food too, I mean, or at least for us. At the
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was
nothing wrong with
probably the
that.
best fondest memory that I've had, forming
Okay.
wise. And then since I was part of the party band, brass band thing that we had, we did a lot of cool
Hmm.
things, like just having fun and being center stage and whatnot. That was
Yeah.
always good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So overall, would you say your experience in the military and Marine Corps was a good experience overall?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely taught me to, grow up faster, be uh accountable for my actions and,
Yeah,
have a sense of direction and not be, always be more busy and doing things all the time, being
yeah,
productive and clean and organized. So it gave me a lot of good skills and habits, I think.
yeah,
Um, there was nothing bad that really happened to me. Sometimes you hear stories about, bullying or like a singled out or something. Never really happened
yeah,
with our unit that I saw, so which is a good thing. Yeah, everything. I always recommend people to go in the military, whether in the Marine
yeah.
Corps, whatever they do. I think it's good for them. It kind of gives you structure, and the benefits
Hmm.
afterwards are really good. I mean, I got to go. I think in total, I got 3 college degrees, and I didn't really have to pay for much of anything. So
You got 3 college degrees?
yeah,
Okay, what? All right, tell me what all your degrees are in.
I got so when I was in the Marine Corps, I went to night school on base
Yeah.
to get my bachelor's. So I got my bachelor's in business admin
Hmm.
from Campbell University on base. Yeah, and then there's like a program like tuition assistance during the
Hmm.
military. So you kind of
Yeah.
pay reduced rate and military pays for some of it, which is good. And then after I got out, I went to law school back in St. Louis.
Hmm.
So and most schools that have, even if they're private, like expensive schools, they do matching, so they split pay the difference to school,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and then the military or the government. So it's called the Yellow
Hmm.
Ribbon. So that was paid
Okay.
for. And then since like all the GI Bill's 4 years education
Hmm.
normally, law school's 3 years, so I have 1 year left. So I just got my MBA uh, afterwards
Dang.
just to do. Yeah.
So,
I
so you
may have
got
a
a
little
law,
bit left. So
you got a law degree. Did you practice law at all or?
yeah, that's what I do now. I practice for
Okay.
this Department of Veterans Affairs, so at the Board of Appeals, and that's located in Washington, D.C. But we can work remotely, so I kind of moved back home where my parents are in
Yeah, yeah,
St.
yeah.
Louis.
Holy cow, man. Well, t talk to me about your job that you currently have. I mean, that sounds very interesting.
So my pay job, the one that actually makes most of the money,
Yeah.
is an attorney. And we're titled attorney advisors. We work for a judge, uh, a board judge at the Board of Appeals, so it's just called the board.
Hmm.
There's a lot of them, and then so we have like five, six attorneys on the team working under a judge. And yeah, we simply write disability appeal claims. So if veterans get denied or they want something higher than the regional office gets them, um, they simply appeal to our board, and then it comes through an attorney, and then we just kind of figure out what the law says and give them what they're supposed to get.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, man. I didn't realize you were doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You have some insight then on some of how that works or the process and everything. I would imagine. I mean, you have kind of
Yeah.
some of the behind the scenes looks at it.
Yeah, I always try to give advice to like veterans I know and keep telling, and especially I have the bar, which
Hmm.
really is my wife's bar. I just kind of help finance and be the cleaner and construction guy. But um, um, yeah, I always give insight. I'm also a member of the American Legion, so I joined
Oh,
them
okay.
because they're literally like at the corner of on the street of my house. So it's
Oh,
kind of
no
funny.
kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then, yeah, I always tell veterans, especially when I hear one at the bar, that they're a veteran. I'm like, oh, make sure you get your disability, And
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of military people, especially the men, have like a Superman complex, and they don't want to
Yeah.
take taxpayer money. But then when they get older, it's like they might need it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
um,
there for a reason and everybody earned it. So
yeah,
whatever it is that you rate and they come back with, I mean, you rate that and I believe probably more.
yeah,
But it'll come with time, and you can always reapply and stuff. So
yeah. Always try to get more. I mean, hurt. I mean, versus
yeah.
someone says no, and then. You know, is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, yeah. Good point. Good point. Man, that's really cool. So you started the bar, you and your wife did, right?
Hmm.
And it's LuvWoo Bar.
Yes, sir.
Tell
Love
me,
Woo.
like, how did you guys get involved in that, and what was the process like, and just kind of talk me through that.
So outside of being just like the lawyer gig, since I played saxophone, playing music has
Hmm.
always been with me. So I always like found bands to join and gigging around town. Eventually, when I moved back home to St. Louis, instead of playing with like other random groups, I just wanted to start my own bands.
Yeah.
So then on my website, just Z Lee STL. So everyone knows me by my stage name Z, like my last name Z Zheng, and then Lee's
Yeah.
like my mom's maiden name. It
Ah, I see.
sounds cooler than going Andrew Just, as a
Yeah, yeah,
stage
yeah.
name,
It's good. Z
like
Lee. Yeah, I like
Z
it.
Lee. And then yeah, and then a YI comes from my middle initials, but so Z
Yeah.
Lee. That's where it came from. Made my own music kind of entertainment organization, made some
Hmm.
bands, played a lot of weddings, played around town, doing a lot of gigs. So I started with like music because my wife's a violinist. So we met
Hmm.
in Washington, D.C., and she was a professional violinist. And then when I
Oh,
moved back
wow.
home, she came over. And so her and I for through COVID, because we moved during 2020. So
Hmm.
2018 is when I 2017, I graduated WashU Law School and then had to take a few months to take the bar exam. Then I did try to do Marine Corps off, go the JAG route. That didn't work out though. But so
Oh,
then I
really?
landed at the VA. Yeah, I landed at the VA. I went to the OCS, but yeah, but then I landed at the VA in 2018 and then
Okay.
22 years at the VA in DC, you can go remote. So 2020 moved back with my wife, started all these bands. And then we kind of saw like um we didn't want to keep lugging equipment. You know, it's a lot of music equipment all the time,
Yeah.
moving for
Yeah. Yeah.
bands
Yeah.
and things like that. And then we had some savings, and then we saw like there was a bit of a need to highlight local original content, like local
Mm-hmm.
original music, local everything, like poetry, music, arts. And we had a lot of friends. So we're kind of like, well, we don't really want to keep doing this tiring lugging equipment all the time. And then since my wife moved here too, she's like, she didn't want to start over with finding a new orchestra, finding a new
Right.
music company. And she was doing a lot of teaching, but then she would have to find meet all the teachers, the judges for all suburban, all state people, and you know, the whole niche and stuff in St. Louis because she was in DC. So we're like, well, it might be a good time to just, I always wanted to open my own place. And she has some time now to help be in charge and manage it since I still have my full-time job. And so we're like, let's open our own bar. So then we came up with LuvWoo. Her name's Jenny Wu. So it's kind of love, like taking love for you, LUV, and then Jenny
Uh-huh.
Wu. And kind of, there it is.
Ah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
Okay, I see.
yeah.
Ah, that's really cool. And then,
Yeah.
so when did the bar actually officially open?
Uh, we had our 1 year anniversary last month in November 15th. So November
Okay.
15th last year, 2023 is when we had a grand opening. Yeah, it's been going well. It's a craft cocktail bar, so to elaborate on that, we don't have food really. We open next to a Thai Japanese restaurant, so
Mm-hmm.
you can order from there and they bring it over. So it's kind of you
Oh,
can
that's cool.
trade there. And but it's like fancy cocktails. We like light things on fire and then have smoke bubbles and you know, we make everything fresh. We make our own syrup, so and squeeze our own juices. So it's not like
Yeah.
store-bought stuff. And we got like we use a lot of local spirits. So it's like
Very
an
nice.
it looks like an art museum almost when you go in, but
Yeah.
it's like kind of laid back. It's like a hybrid bar because we still have karaoke and we got like game nights and live entertainment, but it's more like
Yeah.
acoustic, you know, eclectic small thing entertainment,
Right.
and then singer-songwriter stuff. Then like the walls are covered with local art. Then we like people's books, like your book. We have a local bookshelf,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yours is coming for that one. And then we have you can write on the walls, and we have local poetry of the month, photography of the month. We only play local original music or people's music that I know, like my
Mm-hmm.
friends. Even some from back in the day and at Lejeune.
Oh, yeah.
Some people have some songs, so I put it on there, and then
Okay.
local um, music videos on the TV. So it's very
Yeah.
artsy based.
That's really cool. I mean, you're concentrating on the local area and the local musicians and stuff. They always have a hard time finding places to, I guess, kind of sell themselves sometimes. So having an opportunity and a place to do that's great.
Yeah, I mean, especially I mean, yeah, I get it. You kind of pay for what sells, like playing cover tunes, Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, things people know at bars,
Hmm.
especially.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, we emphasize like people do play that at our place too to kind of mix it in with the originals because you know
Yeah.
other people they like it, but you know the concept to highlight local is there because that's what we
Yeah.
want to do because otherwise you know it's always you know it's hard like you said for artists to kind of do what they
Yeah.
want to do when there's no place to do it.
Yeah. That's a good point. Wow, that's incredible. So, you've been running what now, a year, and obviously you're doing well with it. That's awesome. You have plans for anything else, in the future, or are you just gonna
I
run
don't
with
know.
that for a while?
We're gonna just stick with that for a while until we can pass it off to like. I mean, it's very like tied to my wife and I's character. So it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to like hire a manager to it because people kind of come in to talk to us and hear. hear me play saxophone with them for
Yeah.
karaoke or stuff like that. But someday maybe we can do something else if we find someone like a apprentice bartender that wants to be some bar master to help
Yeah.
run the
Yeah.
place. But for now, it's just doing that at night. It's only open at night, so it's okay. Um,
Oh, okay.
and then yeah. So then I still got my day job. My wife teaches a couple Sims still, and people keep asking us to expand bigger because it's pretty small. It's like 1,200 square feet and only seats 40 people at max.
Oh,
So it's not
wow.
huge. It's not
Yeah.
huge, but it can get pretty busy in there.
Well, that's
Uh,
good.
yeah. So, but that's the plan for the bar for that.
Okay.
And then yeah.
So, now you do some other things, for veteran stuff as well, don't you?
Mm,
Because
yeah,
you
besides
were,
working in the bar and
I thought you were, oh, oh man, it's an online thing and they do Zoom meetings and stuff. Weren't you involved in that for a while? I can't remember what it's called.
I
Mm.
may have been, but that was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
As of like the last 2 years, I've really just been doing music, and then this last year opening a bar.
Yeah.
As far as like veteran centered sort of things. I mean,
Hmm.
there are a bunch of like local veteran like social groups or like from time to time, like for my work, there's like some veteran outreach things in the community, but nothing like on
Yeah.
a consistent basis. Like I do some
Oh, I
volunteering
see.
here and there, or did, but
Hmm.
not like a routine. Like I'm part of this board, and every month
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do something. So it's just like scattered. I did. Um, but
Well,
as
you
of
said
right now, no.
you're a member of the American Legion.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk a little bit about the American Legion and kind of what you see and what positive things the American Legion's doing?
Well, you've always heard of VFWs, I guess, growing up and things like
Hmm.
that, but they're all called. So after working at my day job, I learned their name is Veteran Service Organizations, all of them,
Yep.
whether it's the VFW, American Legion, Disabled American Vets, like there's a ton of them out there.
Hmm.
This one's literally like walking distance, like 10, like 5 minutes from my house. So I decided to join that because, like when I was playing music, I did some music with them.
Hmm.
Um, and from my understanding, they help veterans, let's see, file claims. So that's one thing they
Hmm.
help them find, different benefits or things in the community with the medical or financial stuff. So they have a good resource to have. And it's just like a community. Like when I walk here, it's all mostly veterans,
Yeah.
talking the old talk and just drinking and eating and having fun. So it's kind of nice. It's like I'm sure all veterans experience. It's a different culture when you
Hmm.
finally get out of the military that you have to adjust to regular civilian life, which for me, it took adjustment a little bit too, to not
Yeah.
be like, um, you know, like I remember you had to like greet your superiors or greet anybody that walked by
Yeah.
you in the military. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
when I was in law school, I was doing that when I first got there, and it was kind of like I was the only one doing that. So I was like, oh, eh, I won't do it as much because I look kind of weird now. So, but yeah, but yeah, they help. So it's kind of nice talking to military folk,
Yeah. Yeah.
that culture. I don't think it ever leaves you. You just don't do it as much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very true. And it's good
yeah,
to have a place that you can go and almost be at ease and be comfortable to kind of just be yourself a little bit,
yeah,
which it's nice to be able to do that from time to time.
yeah. You can just kind of let loose, like you're just talking with your boys or something like that, like or
Yeah.
someone in your unit, like especially like when you're an adult growing up in a business world, you got to act a certain way.
Hmm.
But veterans can have a tendency to just speak their mind. Let's say that's what
That
it's,
is true. That is true.
yeah. So it doesn't fly well sometimes, but at least you don't have to tiptoe and
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
act a certain way.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
if I want to come visit your bar, where am I going to go? So give me some details about the bar here.
Cool. Well, it's called LuvWoo Bar, LuvWooBar. located in St. Louis, Missouri. Of course, the western side, uh, western counties of St. Louis. And
Okay.
then address is 12965 Olive Boulevard. There's Olive Street. Don't go to that one. That's different. Olive Boulevard, 63141. That's the address. You can look us if you just Google LuvWoo Bar. We're gonna pop up. I think we're the only one. And yeah, in St. Louis, Missouri. So in the middle of the country, come on by. I'll treat you
So,
out.
and you
Um,
you're open in the evenings. What's the time for or time for
so
opening?
we're open every day except Tuesday, and we're open from 5 p.m. to midnight Central. So that's our time frame.
Okay. Very nice,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome. Well, I always ask everybody this, that comes on the podcast. At the end, I kind of say, hey, do you have any words of wisdom, some inspiration, or just something else that you want to talk about before we get off here?
Words of wisdom. I don't know. Always live by the golden rule.
Oh,
Like
that's
treat
good.
everyone
Yeah.
how you want to be treated, right? I
Yeah.
think that goes a long way. So, and that goes to the smallest details, If you say you're
Hmm.
gonna be there at 1 o'clock, you show up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you said you're gonna text someone back and something, then you text someone back.
Yeah.
You'd want to be treated the same way if you were asking somebody to do something for you, right? And I think that goes a long way. And just remember, and someone cares about you. I think when
Mm,
you get older, um, it can become more lonely, especially if you're not married yet or something like that. But
yeah.
everyone there's someone that always cares about you, like a friend that willing to talk or whatnot. So I think I see it more when I open a bar. There's like a lot of people go to bars for different reasons, and then
Yeah.
there can be some sad situations. But just know, treat everyone how you want to be treated. I mean, you kind of have to start with yourself first. Sometimes
Mm,
if you think your life isn't going the right way, you kind of look in the mirror too. It's like, but I didn't get this job.
yeah.
Well, came late to the interview, because I was drinking last night. Maybe I shouldn't do that. So you gotta treat yourself right, treat people how you want to be treated, and just remember, you got friends. I mean, someone loves you, whether it's a family member or something like that. So you're not alone. It can feel that way, but always keep
That was
on
good.
hustling.
Yeah. Man, look at that, man. You're getting full of good advice. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
well, hey
Thank you.
man, thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing this, talking about your bar and the working with the VA. You're doing some incredible things. So I appreciate what you're doing. I'm gonna have to get out and visit you at the bar at some point.
Of
Right now I'm
course.
in Oklahoma, so I'm not too far away. It's probably what, maybe 4 hour drive, something like that up there. I'd have to look it up. I'm not 100% certain, but not too far away anyways. But I'm gonna have to get up there and visit you.
Oh, fantastic. Be good to see you. I'll treat
Yeah,
you
yeah.
out over here.
All right, all right. Sounds good. Well, hey, man, thanks again. I truly appreciate it. To all the listeners out there, if you're struggling, you need help, anything like that, don't forget you can always reach out to the VA. They have some great resources. You can dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255, or you can go to veteranscrisisline.net, click on that chat icon. Any of those options will put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life loss is one too many. I care about you. I know was it Z Lee? Is that right?
See you. Yeah, I
All
guess
right,
that
Z
now.
Lee
Yeah.
cares about you, and the whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there and you're not struggling, reach out to the buddies that you serve with. Ask them how they're doing, and if they need a helping hand, please give it to them. All right, appreciate you coming on, man. Much, much
Thank you.
appreciated. To all the listeners, stay motivated, change your socks.
Government sent him, make a man out of